Hi there, it's Claude Larson, and I'm in my studio, and I'm going to be talking about a recent mini series I've kind of been playing with, and the power of the limited palette. So, when we start out on a project, sometimes we're super enthusiastic, we include a lot of things, and you get this rainbow of colors, and it's very hard to work when you have all the colors. So, what I did here is this is actually called a split complementary. So the opposite of red is a true green, but when you have the split complementary, the complement of red becomes a yellow green and a warmer blue, right? So it sort of is on both sides of that. And so using this palette, I wanted to see just how many different combinations I could make. And of course, that's an infinite number of possibilities, but I'm going to show you the few that I have done at the moment, just to give you the idea of what you can do when you limit the amount of colors that you're going to choose. Now, this could be paint colors. In this case, it's textiles, but it really can be anything. If you limit the colors, it really does push the creative muscle. So first one, just this, I think this might have been the first one that I did. Still staying within those colors that I had selected. Now, different from that, and I do have this unifying feature. I had a whole bunch of these little red, they're little glass, I guess they're beads or spacers. I'm not entirely sure what they are, but I found them in my stash. Now, these aren't completely finished yet because I've started some of the hand stitching. I still have more to do. But notice how very different this looks than this. It still has green here, which is the same from the same piece of fabric, but just the arrangement, very different colors. Again, I went down with the blue. I do love blue. I also love these two colors next to each other. Now I'm starting to play with the edges rather than just make them squares, right? Work with the wonky just a little bit. Now here's a pretty big departure. Rather than focusing on the blues and the greens primarily, I focused on the red. And now all of a sudden, you know, a lot of these things become neutrals. This is a neutral. This textile right here is called a cross weave. So the red fibers go in one direction, and then sort of a turquoise color fiber goes in the opposite direction. And so it reads as a gray. Up close, it almost looks like a silk. And depending on how you look at it, it can be more turquoise or more red. And then there's this piece. This was one of the final ones. And again, just playing around with what colors I choose, where I put them next to each other. I love this green next to this particular textile. I love these two colors together. So anyway, it's just the power of limiting the colors that you're using rather than thinking, just because I have the giant box of 64 crayons, I must use them all. I suggest you do use them all, but maybe not all in the same piece. So something to think about when you are, you know, picking out your paints, picking out your textiles, the limited palette. Okay, I hope this gives you some ideas, maybe a springboard, something for you to jumpstart your creativity and get into your art materials and go make something. Thanks for being here. Bye.